Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So the Storm's buff is alive now in the game, and obviously quite a few people got very hyped up after seeing the gameplay live, and naturally I had to test out my SIG 180, so massively high SIG, Storm Pyramid X, in hopes of her being mwah. So basically the changes, the most important change that has come to her is the fact that you can activate the second Tempest by charging your heavy attack. And before that, we need to go back in time and see how well she did before the buff. So the first part there was like 1 minute and something, but I did mess up the rotation. So this is pre-buff version. This is the old one, the yucky, the one that we didn't like or use. But the base idea here is that I cannot trigger the second Tempest. I can only do it if I get knocked down or have very little health, but realistically in most of the fights that's not a feasible plan. That's not ever a plan A, to get knocked down and stuff. What I can do is be as aggressive as I can and utilize the Lightning Tempest. And here's this first, level 2, that took Winter Soldier down to 50% basically, 40-some%. And then I can just try and go for rinse and repeat and see how long the fight is going to take. Because again, I cannot trigger the second Tempest. For maximum amount of damage, I selected the Lightning Tempest because level 2 is what we're going to be going for. And here, we do have the same relic on, by the way. Second level 2, and Winter Soldier's at dead. 2 level 2s is what it took, and a bit, 53 seconds. That is pre-buff version of the Storm. Now, the Storm has gotten the massive buff, the eye-watering buff, the buff that people were salivating about. Is she the damage machine now? Is she the mutant premium nuke? Is she worthy to marry Deadpool X-Force? Let's take a look. Accidentally cut it wrong. I think I cut it wrong. Hope I didn't cut it wrong. Which rotation is this? 1 second. I am quite afraid I did cut it wrong. We can fast forward it a little bit. Sorry, we're all improvising here. So this is going to be the good fight. This is going to be the best fight that I did with her. This is going to be as well as you can play her. Because obviously we are doing some testing live here, and this is the footage from there. So, Storm, show us what you got. Previously, we needed 2 level 2s to finish off this fight. Now, as we can see here, I charge the heavy attack, and I can gain both of the Tempests, which means I can gain more prowesses, which means my damage will go through the roof. Probably. Right? So here's active, here's my level 2, and I did get 2 crits in this, so we did do slightly more. We did take him down to 40. And I will also say that this was, I think, the only fight where I got 2 crits in the level 2. So this is faster than normally it is. And here, this time around, I'll effectively settle out the fight with the level 2 and level 1. So she is slightly better. She's slightly faster. It was 44 seconds for that. And then I obviously did test out some other rotations and everything else. But realistically, most of the fights were not this fast. But she's still objectively slightly faster. Not by a great deal amount though. Because the 2 things that I do want to point out is that these fights do not have limber. And against any opponent that does have limber, heavy charge is going to be more limited, and the uptime of the second Tempest is also going to be kind of more limited. So here I figured I'm going to try and see, level 3, how much damage that can do. But with 8 prowesses and at level 3, I think when I had both of the Tempest active, I actually ended up doing more damage. I think I did like 200 something K. But this was kind of underwhelming. So overall, what is my kind of idea of Storm? Effectively, you weren't a massive fan of Storm. I personally, on a personal level, currently see absolutely no reason to kind of rank and invest in her. I do think that, she does have a better chance of finishing out some fights with a level 2. But that entirely depends on whether she crits on level 2 or doesn't. And that is unfortunately like a massive drawback, because you have plenty of champions where you do not have to worry or think or ponder whether you will get lucky with the level 2 crit. So, whilst I can absolutely say that she is better, is she the type of champion that I do see myself taking to rank 4 and ascending? And no. No, she isn't. She absolutely isn't. Like, obviously, if my choice, if I do end up pulling her, like, and she does get ascended, I don't know, maybe I 3 her, but I really don't have any real desire to invest in her. Like, there are just so much better champions. There really are. So this is the second kind of damage comparison video that I make. Korg was basically the same. Storm is weeny bit better. Like weeny bit better. I will obviously be going through all of them, or almost all of them, because I don't think I'll be recording iDoom, because he's basically the same. But this still gets thumbs down for me. Not a fan. Let's see how the next one works out. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So